Man has powers above nature, but he is subject to powers beyond himself. This median power is the instrument by means of which the sovereignty administers the world. This power is intelligence, wisdom, knowing, learning, or reason. A man has become peculiarly, by his position, the embodiment of this reasoning agent. Everything above man has a faculty beyond reason. Everything beneath man has power or faculty less than reason. Therefore, as man ascends, he moves from the reasonable to the intuitional, to the inspirational, and to the illuminal.
Remember when I read to you on the air some of the writings of Marx, Karl Marx? That was several years ago, I know, but most of this audience has been with me for a lot longer than that. Remember we read the writings of Marx? And he said, do anything to destroy the target nation in order that socialism may prevail, will win the battle, will come out on top, will eventually control the world. And the ultimate goal of socialism is, of course, communism, according to Marx and Lenin and Stalin and Castro and Mao. There's no doubt about any of it. The Soviet Union perfected a system called psychopolitics. And we did some broadcasts on that. We also touched on it when we read New Lies for Old and talked about that on the air. And a lot of other things. We talked about psychopolitics. Nobody ever heard of it until Lavrenti Beria, who was the head of the secret police in Russia, the NKVD as it was called then, and it was the whole Soviet Union. Beria was probably one of the most feared men on the face of this earth, and is probably responsible for more murders than probably any other man or woman who have ever lived in the history of the world. Unbelievably evil man. Well, he talked about psychopolitics during a speech that he made at Lenin University in Moscow somewhere around 1948, 49, and none of the rest of the world had ever heard of it. What the whole gist of it was to turn everything upside down, make things that had traditionally been accepted in our culture and in our society as the very best things seem to be the very worst. To use our own laws and our own Constitution and our own courts against us, which has certainly been done quite a bit, through interpretation and twisting of the meaning, through the changing of the meaning of words, through the demonization of groups of people such as American patriots. I could go on. I told you over and over and over again that Al Gore and all of the people who follow him, and indeed the entire hierarchy of the Democrat Party, are Marxist socialists to the core. They are following Marx's teachings. They're following the teachings of Lavrenti Beria. They're following the teachings of Joseph Stalin, Vladimir Lenin, Chairman Mao. All of the methods that they perfected to get a toehold in a country which they consider to be the enemy of socialism, and then to take over that country through gradualism using the weapon called psychopolitics. And then As one gets in a position where they can hire others below them, they do so. When they get on a commission or a panel that's responsible for choosing people to do things, they make sure that socialists are chosen. And over a long period of time, what happens is they take over a country. And they change the meaning of words. And they change what is accepted and what is not. They demonize that which is detrimental to their cause, and they boost up and elevate that which helps their cause. They destroy morals and ethics. They destroy the minds of the young. They destroy the education system. They take over publishing and entertainment industries and begin a full-scale assault upon the population using psychopolitics. You are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, the Sovietization of the United States of America. It's happening right before your very eyes. Socialism, Illuminism, if you will, the concept that there is no God, that man is God, that man can create a state which is more important than man himself and is the ultimate God, and that everyone must sacrifice and be subservient to the socialist state. They sound like strange stuff to some of you, but it is the God's awful truth.
And here we have the Hermetic concept that what we call the tragedy of the world, the tragedy of life, the misery and misfortune with which we have burdened our own kind, is man exercising or attempting to exercise a kind of free will which is without foundation in value. If he continues this exercise, he may do as he pleases for a time or within a certain pattern, but the laws which he has violated will turn upon him and destroy him. He is not merely a mind in vacuum. He is not the type of being conceived by doing. He is not the person for whom all the world is his oyster. He is not the individual for whom all the world is a slave. He is not merely here to gratify. And while he attempts to follow such a procedure, he is in trouble and will continue to be in trouble. He is here primarily to understand, to become the hermetist, to become the alchemical master. He is here to learn the secret way by means of which all imperfect things may be redeemed, including himself. He is here for the purpose of becoming the master of the Hermetic arts, the capacity to play God to nature, even as he bows humbly to the God of nature. He is therefore exercising toward a divine state.